everyone, it's Moose, and thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we're going to do a haul video, which I haven't done in forever, it feels like. I've really cut back on how much I buy, especially physically, so I haven't really had any books to share that I've bought, but here lately I have bought a few things that I wanted to permanently add to my collection, or things that I trust that I will like, which we'll get into. And then I also have gotten some free Kindle books, you know, online, and some ones that I really wanted to read that maybe weren't free but still weren't that expensive, that kind of thing. So today we're going to do, some of these I did buy full price, but most of them were either discounted or free. So let's get into it. Let's start off with my physical books that I have bought, and then we'll move into ebooks. First up are two series that I really enjoy that I bought a couple months ago, I guess, but I haven't had a chance to do a haul video. So if you're not new to my channel, you're not new to these. First up, we have the Burning series by Evan Winter. We have The Rage of Dragons and The Fires of Vengeance. Some of my favorite books of last year. So I really wanted them for my shelf. So here we go. Next up, we have 3 out of the 4 books for the Blood and Ash series. We have From Blood and Ash, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and then the new one, which is A War of Two Queens. I'm currently reading this one right now. I'm almost finished with it. But I bought the third one when it came out, when it was released. I bought the paperback copy because I just finished these two. I was anticipating the new one. I wanted to read it, so I bought that one. So I bought that one like 2 years ago now, last year. So I went ahead and bought these two to complete the series up until that point, and then this one just came out, so now I have all 4 that are out. Along with that, I know I said I was going to do ebooks, you know, after this, but I also did buy Shadow in the Ember, which is not part of this series technically, but still in the Blood and Ash world. And apparently, reading order wise, you were supposed to read this one before The War of Two Queens. I don't like that. If I need to read a book to understand the series, put it in the series, because apparently this is supposed to be its own separate series, but you still need to read this one to understand what's going on in the War of Two Queens. Kind of frustrated by that. It won't be the last you hear about it. Yeah, so I did go ahead and buy the ebook copy of this. I didn't want to buy it for like $17 because I'm still kind of boycotting it right now, but I do feel like I'm missing out on some things as I'm reading through The War of Two Queens. So I went ahead and bought this one so I can read it after I finish with that one and maybe fill some of the gaps in. So I did buy the ebook copy of that one. The last of my physical haul are all Naomi Novik. Naomi Novik wrote Uprooted, which would probably be the one most people are familiar with, but I have just found that I enjoy her writing, so I went ahead and binged. So I bought Spinning Silver. I read this one last year. I think I like this one better than Uprooted, so I went ahead and bought this one. I didn't get this one discounted. I got it on Amazon, I think. I think I went to the bookstore and it was more expensive in the bookstore and it was cheaper on Amazon. So I did buy this one to add to my collection because I really enjoyed it. And then I recently also read the Skullmance series, trilogy, kind of. The 3rd book comes out this year. I read A Deadly Education and The Last Graduate. I love these. I love these. They were so good. My heart is broken after finishing this one. And I don't know. I pre-ordered the last one. So hopefully that one resolves everything in a good way. I really am hoping for a good ending. I don't want to spoil anything, but you can probably tell how much I enjoyed these just by how giddy I am talking about them. So good. Definitely recommend them. I'm not even gonna say if you like Naomi Novik, because her writing style for Uprooted and this one, Spinning Silver, are a lot different than this one. They're not as fairy tale-ish in this, but Galadriel, who is the main character in these, named after the Lord of the Rings character, I love her. I love her. She is so witty and sarcastic, and I love her inner monologue. I just love them. I'll talk more about them in my wrap up. But so I bought them for my shelves because I love Naomi Novik, and because of that, I trust her. I haven't read anything from her yet that I do not like, so I went ahead and bought some things that I haven't read yet, which is something I haven't been doing recently. I usually don't buy books unless I've already read them. I usually read them digitally, either through Scribd or Libby, to where I'm not investing a whole lot of money into them, and then if I really enjoy them and I want them for my shelf, I'll buy the physical copy. But I trust her so much, I went ahead and bought, what is this series called? The Temeraire series? I don't know. These are both bargain from Second & Charles. This one is the first three: His Majesty's Dragon, Throne of Jade, and Black Powder War. And then this one is Victory of Eagles. This one was $6.95. This one was $5.95. This one's a hardback, so that's probably why it was more. The only one I'm missing is Empire of Ivory. So I'm only missing one book in this series now. Naomi Novik, I trust her with my life. So here we go. Just adding books to my TBR, even though I already have plenty of books already on my TBR, but let's not talk about it. So some of those were bargain. Most of them were not. A Deadly Education, and then the other two Naomi Novik books were bargain. The Temeraire series or whatever were bargain from Second & Charles. So that was great. Now I have some cheap/free ebooks to share with you. I've recently been on a rom-com kick. I don't know why. I do enjoy romance books, but I have found a new love for rom-coms. I like the lighthearted, I like the funny, I like the humor. So much so that I have binged them this month. And I binged a series by Emma St. Clair called The Love Clichés. There are 6 or 7 of them, maybe? Six of them. And one of them was not on Scribd. I binged the whole series on Scribd, and one of them was not on Scribd. So I have the 12 Holidates by Emma St. Clair. This is kind of more of a novella that involves the character in that series, but is not a main character in that series, if that makes sense. So I bought this one for like 99 cents, just so I could finish up the series and kind of know what had happened. So this was the one that I bought. And I signed up for like her newsletter or something like that because I actually really enjoyed her writing style. And in her newsletter, she has been sending like free ebooks in the newsletter by other authors who are like partnering up together or something like that. I don't know. I just saw, hey, download this for free. And I was like, okay, I like free. So here's some free rom-com ebooks that I have also downloaded here lately. I have no idea what they're about. I haven't read them yet. These are just a haul of free books that I got from her email list. First up, we have Friendshipped by Savannah Scott. We have Love Unexpected by Jenny Proctor. We have Compared by Courtney Kiesel, I think is how you say that. I actually am kind of excited about this one. The little bit I know about it is that a teacher like falls in love with one of her students' dads or something like that. I just like teacher stories, so I'm excited for this one. We have So Not My Thing by Melanie Jacobson. The Mostly Real McCoy by Julie Christensen. Running Mate by Leah Brunner. Love and Loathing by Gigi Bloom. The Roommate Situation by Katie Bailey. And That Fine Line by Cindy Steele. So all of those ebooks that I just talked about, other than the first one, the 12 Holidates, were free to me. Excited for that. And then I also did find some on Prime Reading that were also free. If you don't know what Prime Reading is, it's not Kindle Unlimited, which I used to get confused about. It's not Kindle Unlimited. If you have Prime, you have Prime Reading. So if you pay for that, use it. If you pay for Prime, use Prime Reading. They have free books that you can check out kind of all the time. So I have some books that I found on Prime Reading too that I want to share. The Upside of Falling by Alex Light. Love is a Battlefield by Whitney Deneen. Snowflakes Over the Starfish Cafe by Jessica Redlin. And Will They Won't They by Portia Macintosh, I think. I don't know. Macintosh? Probably Macintosh. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. So all of those were also quote unquote free for me as well, even though I still technically paid for them because I pay for Prime, but I didn't have to pay any extra for them, if that makes sense. So I actually have quite a few books now that I need to get to. Some of these I've already read. I've read most of the Naomi Noviks, most of my paperbacks, my physical copies, I read. All of the ebooks pretty much I have not, other than the 12 Holidays. I did read that one because I wanted to go ahead and finish that series. So yeah, there's my book haul for you. I'm excited to get some of these, especially some of the rom-coms. The rom-coms are so fast for me for some reason. I really enjoy them. I'm glad I have discovered that love. I'm glad I'm branching out a little bit, because there for a while I was really just zoned in on the fantasy aspect. I've tried a thriller this year that I really liked. Last year I tried Amish romances that I really liked. Right now it's rom-coms that I've branched out into, and I found, hey, these are super fun. Specifically for audiobooks, I have found that I like reading those as audiobooks, but that's besides the point. Anyways, here's my big haul of books I either wanted for my shelf, discounted books, or free ebooks. So, and again, if you have Prime, check out Prime Rating, because that's a way for you to get some free books too. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You guys are so awesome. I am so thankful for you. And we will meet back here next time, guys. See ya!